What's up, guys? Stephen Kite, personal trainer, here again today. Here to drop some more weight loss knowledge for you on the weight loss tip. Just at the park, getting some fresh air again with me and my boy here, Junior. Junior, say hi. Well, clearly he's camera shy, preoccupied at the moment. But anyway, this is going to be part 2 to the video that I did yesterday. Sorry about that. About what type of cardio you should be doing when you are trying to lose weight. And so let's go ahead and dive right in. So in order to lose weight, you have got to, it's all about elevating your heart rate. Elevating your heart rate to a certain number. And the reason that you do this is because when you elevate your heart rate to a certain number, it burns fat in your body. And it burns basically the bad fat in your body that you want to burn. This helps you lose weight, because when you lose weight, you're burning fat essentially. And when you're dropping pounds, you're dropping fat, because the overload of fat in your body is what causes you to have such drastic numbers on the scale. So when you can really burn that fat, then you'll see those pounds dropping like crazy. And in order to do that, you have got to elevate your heart rate to a certain point when you're doing cardio. Now, the other part to this is, because you're elevating your heart rate so high, you're not going to be able to stay in the fat burning zone so long, because you're exerting all your energy when you're doing this. And it's called, if you want to know what it's called high intensity cardio. That's what you want to do when you're losing weight. You want to do high intensity cardio, but because it's high intensity and you're exerting so much effort, you're not going to be able to last as long as somebody that would, as if you were doing steady state cardio. Because on steady state cardio, you're not exerting as much energy. And so when you're doing high intensity cardio, you want to measure your heart rate by basically a range. You have a range that you need to be in when your heart rate needs to be at when you're doing high intensity cardio. And it can vary depending on your age, but I'll simplify it for you. Your heart rate needs to be at least, at the bare minimum, 150 to 160 when you're doing high intensity cardio. Now, if you're over the age of 50 and 60, then you could probably settle for 150. But if you're younger, if you're under the age of 40 and 50, your heart rate needs to be minimum 160 to burn the amount of fat that you need to burn to continue getting weight loss results. Now, a quick way you can do that is, after you do your exercise, your cardio, let's say you sprint, for about 10 seconds, you can put 2 fingers on your neck right here, and you can count your heart rate in 10 seconds. So you want to have 16 beats in 10 seconds when you measure your heart rate. This is when you're stopping and you're resting. You want to have 16 beats in 60 seconds. That lets you know that your heart rate is 160, because you take 16 seconds, you multiply it times 60 seconds, which gives you 160 beats per minute. So minimum, that's what you want your heart rate to be when you're doing the high intensity cardio. Now, you want to do the high intensity cardio in intervals as well, and that's why let's say you would sprint for 10 seconds and then you would rest for 30 seconds. Now, because you're exerting so much energy, when you're first starting out, you're not going to be able to last past 10 seconds. So, and your rest periods are going to be longer because you're building your endurance. And so the objective is to lose more weight. You want to build your endurance for high intensity cardio. So at best, you ought to be able, let's say at your maximum, top notch, you're in shape, top notch level, you ought to be sprinting at least 2 to 3 minutes at a time and be able to rest 30 to 45 seconds and then repeating it. That's when you're like top-notch shape. And when you can get to that point, you will like where you're at when it comes to how you look, how you feel, and the numbers that you see on that scale. Now, it takes time to build up to that, so don't get frustrated if you don't last that long, when you start off doing it, because you're not supposed to, because you're supposed to go all out. That's why it's called high intensity cardio. You want to exert every ounce of energy that you have in order to maximize the fat burning zone, to maximize your time maximize your fat burning percentage while you're in the fat burning zone. So basically, the higher your heart rate is, the more fat that you burn during this period, which is what you want. The lower your heart rate is, the less fat you burn. So this is why minimum you want your heart rate to be 160 beats per minute, when you're doing this throughout the duration of your workout. Let's say you sprint for 10 to 30 seconds, you want your heart rate to be 160 beats per minute. Then, when you're resting, you let your heart rate drop and then do it again. Get your heart rate back up. Now, if you can get it up to 180, 200, hey, that's even better. That means you're burning more fat. When you're in top-notch shape, you can elevate your heart rate up to 180, 190 for longer periods of time, because you have built the endurance so you can, exert maximum energy for longer periods of time. That's ultimately what you want to get to. And by that time, like I said, you've burned majority of the fat in your body. And so what's wrong, boy? Usually he's not kidding me. My dog's over here. He's over here wanting something. I don't know what he needs though. But anyway, let's see what else. There's different ways to do high intensity cardio. The basic and the old school way is the sprints, because everything is compared to sprinting, because that is the original form of high intensity cardio. So every exercise trend that you see, when it comes insanity, if you want to talk about insanity, you want to talk about classes, fitness classes, they all base their format off of sprints, because sprints is basically the original way to do high intensity cardio. And so there's different ways to do it. You could do various exercises. And in my weight loss plans, I give you different forms of exercises that are basically they're basically the equivalent to doing sprints, But it's cool to switch it up from time to time, to keep your body, just mentally, because it can get boring after a while doing sprints every day or every other day. You want to mix it up, just to keep from getting bored, But if you love sprinting, then hey, by all means, sprint your butt off, But everybody doesn't love sprints, especially they don't like doing them every day. So there's different ways to skin a cat, And like I said, in my weight loss plans, I give you different ways of doing high intensity cardio so you can maximize off the time that you're exercising when you are, losing weight. And so hopefully I broke all that down to you. If you got any questions, feel free to, comment below and let me know, if this made sense, if it helped you in any way, form, or fashion. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if this information helps you in any way, form, or fashion, because I want to help you lose the weight that you need to lose so you can get healthier and feel better and feel lighter and have more energy. So that's what I do these videos for. So like I said, if this helped you in any way, form, or fashion, like, share it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already subscribed. If you have, I appreciate you for subscribing, and I'll continue to bless you with knowledge so you can continuously lose weight and get more weight loss results. All right, so All right, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out.